Hi everyone, we're live at Epic headquarters. I'm Stacey. I'm here with Steve, Pete, and Chris, and we have quite a bit to cover today.
Yes.
And first of all, I wanted to let everybody know that we had some more wallpapers done this week, and we want more, so make sure you head over to the thread on the forums. Cyberhawk did one, Soulmarin, MMKH, and we're going to bring those up right now for you to take a look at. And these were all done using the new logo that Henrik created. This is the one by Cyberhawk, and I've known Cyberhawk for years. He's an old UT guy that we used to play with. And this is the one from
MMKH.
MMKH. This is gorgeous. Just love this one. And we have one by Soulmarin. But all of these, I told you guys last week, I put these for my Windows 7 revolving desktop. So do that if you can, because they're all pretty awesome. I also wanted to remind everybody to make sure you join us on IRC over at Global Gamers. We'll put a link up for you so you can check it out and come say hello. We have been talking in there pretty much every day, and so come say hi to the community. If you have any questions about something that you're creating, you can always ask in IRC. Also, we finally had a tutorial done on the forum. We added a tutorial tag, and Chris JM did a flag state blueprint tutorial. And so if you go to the forums now, you can actually search for tags, and you can search for tutorial, although there's only one. So we would like some more. So go add your tutorials. If you've already done a tutorial, just go to the thread and edit the thread and add the tutorial tag. If that doesn't work for you, just PM me, and I'll make sure to add the tag for you. And also, if you head over to the wiki at Unreal Engine, you can also add tutorials there under Unreal Tournament. So, and we'll be linking to those as soon as possible on either the forums or on the blog. So now, Pete and Steve are going to talk about something. I made a picture for this little segment, if you don't mind, Pete.
This is
Yes, so
nice.
Pete has found out some issues with the mouse movement, and you've been working on that. What have you found? I also know that I gave you a really high-end Logitech mouse, so you could do some testing.
Yeah, I've been using the G402 for the last few days, and it's pretty nice. It's a lot better than the MX518 I think they gave me the day I showed up here. But
yeah, I love the 402. It's a great mouse. So people have been saying they're noticing there was some weirdness with the mouse lag and.
yeah, since Unreal 4.0's been out, we've had an issue where the mouse input was delayed. Just the movement, the XY has been delayed a frame compared to all the input.
Yeah, that's something we just discovered. I think you had fixed another delay earlier, a couple months ago, but this one is a new one we just discovered. So that's a problem that's been there forever.
Yeah, and it's pretty major, because if you're clicking and then you're moving, you're going to be a frame delayed off of where you thought you were supposed to aim.
Yep.
So flick aiming would be pretty bad without this update.
Yep.
And we also had another issue where, what was it? The
synthesized mouse.
Yeah, synthesized mouse was adding extra input. So we're getting extra input
terrible.
since 4.5. So only 2 builds had it. But
So the last couple of weeks where people have been complaining about really bad mouse issues, that turns out it was this. So it was a feature that was added to the engine to support the editor.
Yes.
And unfortunately it was accidentally also executing during games and basically giving you a delayed, 1 frame delayed version of your
current
mouse
input, yeah.
Somewhat, yeah. So So it both gave you some weird acceleration and lag and just a mess.
Double mouse inputs. So your sensitivity is all off, and
so fixing that fixes the big. So Pete fixed that. With Pete's fix to that fixes the big issue we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. In addition to that, the lag fix also should make the mouse feel better than it has throughout UT development. And then the third thing we did this week is I worked on the frame rate smoothing algorithm. That should help with mouse movement. If you're seeing mouse movement issues on a PC where your frame rate was varying, that should feel better now. So we'd love feedback on all of that. It definitely, we've noticed a difference. A lot of these problems were harder for us to see, although we definitely had noticed the 4.5 one as soon as it happened, because on our development machines, our frame rates are generally high enough and stable enough that a lot of those issues are kind of masked by that situation. So
yeah, it's very easy to innocuously ruin mouse input.
yes.
And it takes days to recover from that.
Yeah, but it was hard to track down, so that's why we made our special
Pete is
speaking to the.
we just need you going like this too. Yeah, so when are people going to be able to notice a difference with that?
Actually, that's a really good point. So we've moved up. Typically, we start our process for releasing a build on Thursday at noon, and then generally that ends up in a build being released on Friday morning. Because we thought this was such a major issue to get resolved, and also because we were missing DM Overlord from last week's build, we've kicked off the build process today. So we basically got a build cooking. I'm not sure if it's done yet, but I'll need to go through testing. Generally, there's 1 or 2 problems we find that we need to fix before we release it. So most likely we'll have a new version out tomorrow if all goes well.
You okay with that, Zach?
Yep.
He says it's okay. So that's awesome. Thank you a lot for Pete, because I know that I had guys when I went into TeamSpeak over the weekend. A lot of guys were saying, "What's going on?" And really appreciate you.
And it is painful to track down, so that's why.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
We had Chumbo check it out, so we have had external verifications.
And Hypno,
yeah, Chumbo and Hypno both took time to check out the
thanks,
check out a
guys.
temp
Appreciate
build,
that.
and they've said it's we've removed the regression since the 4.5 upgrade, so
Awesome.
Should be good to go.
Yep.
Okay, now we have some news that's very near and dear to my heart. We have chosen an official Flak cannon for the game. Is that correct, Chris?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Like the team really loves this.
This one?
Yeah, on the forums,
Yep.
Kezio Hin has been working on this for a while now.
And this is where we started.
Yeah.
We showed this one a few weeks ago.
What I love about this weapon is it's completely community driven. I mean, the guys in the community drove the design process and really just took it and ran with it, and they did all the right things, and they brought this thing home and dialed it in so that it's almost a perfect evolution of what you would consider a Flak cannon to be. I mean, it just looks absolutely stunning.
So he was asking for input on the forums and everything, and people were doing paint overs.
I don't know if he was asking for input, but they were giving it to him. Yeah, yeah.
You don't have to ask, really.
And it was good. It was constructive, and for the most part.
Oh, the thread is fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. So that was really pleasing to see.
Get up on this.
There's the little Flak smiley.
Get up on this smiley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome. I mean,
I like this little part too.
Yes.
The next stage will be doing a low poly and kind of bringing this home and figuring out how it articulates and how we do things like that. But the design and the overall clarity of this thing and the
love it.
It just screams heavy mining equipment kind of flak, which is what the flak is, right? And as we're going through, you're seeing iterations too. I mean, there's a final design somewhere that, and I'm not sure now which one it is, but was it that one? Was it the go back one? No, it wasn't. I don't think it was that one.
No.
I think the one with the Flak shell might be the final one.
Yeah.
Looks like it got kind of out of order.
Yeah.
Anyway, great job with these. That one, I think, go back one. Yeah, I think this one. This is kind of where he left off.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
So
This
how many
is very
polys
exciting.
Is this?
I don't know how many
now?
polys it is right now.
A lot.
Yeah,
I'm going to say we have a lot of polys.
Well, we
right
haven't
now.
seen the model
Oh,
yet. I
well,
mean, he's
look
just
at
working on
that.
this, Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Stacey loves that, huh? Yeah.
I love this one too.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's almost got like a cool blue alloy treatment to it, to the outer shell
Yes.
and pieces.
Really, really like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the metal bluing.
This starts to really get you, and I love
like
this
that
one.
one,
That
too.
is
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I can see like the orange caution or the yellow caution tape on the side of that one or something.
Yeah.
Just looking at these really makes you start thinking about what could really happen in the future in the marketplace and stuff like that.
Probably
Right,
final.
as far as weapon skins and attachments and whatever. Yeah.
So has anybody been looking at this as far as animation goes or anything yet, or are we just...
We've been looking at it briefly internally and trying to make a decision. The team loves it, so that's why we're kind of like, hey, this thing's done. It just looks amazing. So let's see what we can do to get it in production, get it in the game, and start running around and killing people with it.
So I don't want to put anything on KZO Hin, but if you want to talk to him about how he did his process, maybe we can even actually ask him to, write down what his process was for doing this, because his work has just been fantastic.
Sure.
And we would love to see more of stuff like this, because we do have a lot of weapons in the game that
Yes, we do.
to get in. We'd like to see the rocket launcher get in. And so if you head over to the forums, the thread just look for Flak and KZO Hin and check out the thread, because it's really awesome. Do we have any ideas about when this could get in the game?
No.
No.
That really depends on what kind of community.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to build a low poly model, a game ready model, something that articulates and can be animated, and then it's going to need to be rigged and animated and all that stuff. So
there's still a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
to go.
once we have a low poly or an in-game ready model, we can get it in there and start running around with it and test it and see how it feels, and
Right.
the FOV, check the FOV on it and stuff. And
So can we have this now?
Yeah,
Just want this
I
piece.
totally agree.
yeah.
Let's see that smiley face coming at you.
That's awesome.
So great job, guys.
Yeah,
Not only to
fantastic job.
him, but to all the people who helped him in the thread and did some paint overs and gave him
Yep.
suggestions.
And
because
crits and comments and all that stuff.
Because he really paid attention to what people were saying.
Absolutely.
And it's awesome. Okay, so right now we're going to talk about the event that we had in the past and the new event that we're going to have in the future. And while we're doing that and looking at some pictures from our old event, we're going to let Chris go, and we're going to bring Jim Brown in, and he's going to talk about some things with the launcher. So these are images from our last event.
No wallpaper.
Why did we let Pete drive? I thought he was an angel.
I thought I could slideshow, and it fooled me.
There's Carmack. So these guys, is Jim here? Yeah, here he is. Okay. Hi. Come on in. So this is Carmack, and that's Gooba. And what we're going to do is we're going to have another event weekend of November 7th. That's the Friday. And we're going to have artists, competitive gamers, and developers come in and do the same thing as they did last time. They're going to talk to our developers. They're going to hang out. They're going to play the game. And we're going to have a good time. And so one of the people that we have coming in is in the stream, and he can say hello to you if he'd like. And basically, we want to do the same exact thing that we did last time, because it just worked out so well for us.
So with a new set of people, but yeah, it was a really valuable experience. I mean, we learned a lot from these guys. It was great to be able to meet them and form some relationships, so we'll be able to work more easily, more closely in the future. Got a lot of good ideas, a lot of things we've incorporated into the game, and we hope to continue to do that with this new event. So.
There's Tima right there. Somebody said Gooba has an epic beard. Yes, he absolutely does. But yeah, we really had a great time, and we really want to do this again because we got such great feedback. We were able to give feedback to people. The artists came in and talked to Chris. They actually spent a whole afternoon in Chris's office going over some artwork and stuff like that, and Chris gave them crits, and they gave Chris crits, and it was really a great process. So we're looking forward to doing it again, and we're looking forward to have more of you come and help us on the forums and make some cool content for our games.
Gooba's really surprised in this photo.
Gooba was always surprised.
Yeah, he makes a face every time he catches the camera. It's nice.
There's Mess in the background, and there's Gooba, and there's Henrique. And Henrique again, and Tim. Oh, Gooba's here. Hello, Gooba. And we also did a little tournament where the people who were visiting played against our developers, and those were definitely fun games, but we didn't fare so well.
Yeah, is that on Dam?
We were respectable.
Yes, we definitely were respectable.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Teriyaki Style, and there we all are in front of Malcolm. So we're really looking forward to...
And there's me.
There's Jim upside down with Cormac.
That was the result of my match with Carmack, which wasn't so...
That wasn't very uneven.
No, that was not an even match.
No. You played the first UT.
We played both.
Okay.
Yeah. We did several matches, and I lost them all horribly.
So watch out for that. We'll be live streaming again. We were talking about doing a little bit more as far as streaming goes. We're talking about maybe streaming the whole event. So big dreams. We'll see how it goes. Shelley just gave me a look like, what? So hopefully that will happen. So next, we kind of have a little surprise for everybody today, don't we?
Yeah. So do you want to describe it, Steve, or you want me to
I'll let
roll
you go
with
ahead
it?
and start.
So what we're going to do is we're going to roll Unreal Tournament actually into the launcher. It's going to have its own launcher. So that'll kind of unify everything with Unreal Engine and some of our games. And so we have a very early prototype of what that means that we can show people, which is really nice. If Shelley, if you can pull it up, because it will show, it gives everybody a lot more access, I think, to some of the cool things we're doing. Like right there'll be a link to the forums, a link to IRC, a link to streams like this one. We can start featuring like weekly videos of gameplay that we saw and that we liked, or tutorials that people have made.
Put Chumbo up there.
I mean, we can do anything we want, right? This will be able we'll be able to update on the fly, and it'll be kind of your portal into playing the game. This is still very, very early days. This is just kind of a prototype of where we hope to go. Hopefully, eventually, your friends list and other things will be in there as well, and it'll be kind of a one-stop shop to get to all things Unreal Engine. But for now, this is just a quick prototype that we threw together over the past couple days, and
we are live.
So it's going to be. So it's a prototype, but I mean, just like everything else, we're going to be rolling it out to you. So the goal with the launcher is it's the Unreal Engine launcher, and if you're using the Unreal Engine launcher because you've got a UE4 license as part of your build process, you're actually going to see Unreal Tournament show up in the list. Anybody who is registered on the Unreal Tournament forums will see Unreal Tournament through this launcher. That's kind of a placeholder. Eventually, we'll have basically our own tab, and then the launcher will be where we provide our marketplace for Unreal Tournament mods and maps and so forth. It'll be our launching pad, including things like server browser and all the other things that you want to have in terms of matchmaking, finding out tutorials, all the links that we have now. I mean, this kind of gives you a taste of the direction we're going. But we're going to be building this in front of you and with your feedback. So again, this will be visible in the launcher today because that's going to the entitlement to allow people to see this is going to go live today.
We hope.
And hopefully, if everything goes well, so we'll get some feedback, I'm sure, from the people who are using it. And if everything goes well, then probably by next week we'll start trying to deliver our Windows builds at least through the launcher. The nice thing, even now with the launcher, is that it allows you to do incremental updates. So the size of the updates is much smaller. Instead of having to download an entire new build, I think Pete was saying
it's like 300 megs instead of a gig.
Yeah. So, and that's
Cafe wanted to know if it's going to auto update.
I guess it will auto update.
Yeah, it does auto update.
Yeah. So basically, it'll really make that process transparent to the users, and hopefully, there'll be a lot of other features coming online that'll really make this valuable for players. Anything else you guys want to add? I think that.
I like that there's IRC on there too.
Yeah. I mean,
Old school.
Like we said, it's very early stages and it's not completely functional. I mean, all the links there work, but it doesn't do everything that we want it to do yet. And
there's a lot of things that we talked about.
So
that
please,
like to have in the future.
like everything, give us feedback, right? If there's something you want to see in there, we may or may not be able to do it right now, but eventually we want to turn this into the one-stop portal for everything UT, and that'll be great.
Yeah, and in a sense, like Jim said, this is a prototype, and when he was setting this up, I mean, the idea was that we would be putting on things here that would kind of get the conversation going. We know we want to make it really easy for people to find the match of the week or featured matches, look into upcoming matches to watch live, and so we don't have that all figured out yet, but having that featured matches section shows that that's one of the things we want here, and so that'll kind of hopefully prompt the community to give us feedback on more details on what they want to see and other features they want to see that might fit into the same kind of scope.
Yeah, I like what Nick said this morning when he pulled it up and he looked at it and he said, if I were young Nick, and I was trying to get excited about building a game. What would I want to click on here? So if there's anything that the young you would want to click on to make UT more interesting or more accessible, let us know, and we can see.
Someone said they really like the learn to play thing. That's important.
That's specifically for me.
And actually,
it is.
And that brings up a good point. So, learn to play right now. I mean, that's going to point to, like video tutorials of gameplay, stuff like that. We need a lot more of that, and that's something that the community can provide. And even if it's, the game's not final, obviously we can't make final versions, but please go out there and make short tutorials on how to wall dodge, how the mechanics of the translocator, or how capture the flag works, or basic game strategies, controlling power-ups, all that kind of stuff. I mean, just little short tutorials on all those topics will be great for introducing new players to the game. And we're going to start, as the game starts taking shape more, we're going to start pushing to get a few more people into the game and see how new players react. And this is part of that. And we need your help to really make this happen.
Henrik, for UT3, he made a bunch of tutorials for how to play the game, and they were hugely popular. And so if you want views, that's the way to get it done.
And he did said he was going to start them, so challenge accepted.
Like Henrik doesn't have enough to do. Okay, so Steve, do you want to give us a little update about what's happening in development, even though we talked about a lot of it already?
Yeah, so we already talked about mouse input, and I guess the fact that we're going to be going ahead and making a build starting today. One of the other issues I think I've noticed some people complain about on the forums is that the current Unreal Tournament GitHub repository doesn't work with the 4.5 that was released, because we were using a beta version of 4.5. So Pete's going to upgrade to the final version, so that should get resolved very soon. The build that we're going to put out won't be using final 4.5. We didn't want to add any risk to getting that version out, just because that's less important for people that are developing. They really need the repository to match up, and we really want to get this build out so people can start playing with it as soon as possible. Other stuff we've been working on, I did a first pass on swimming movement, so now you can drown. We've got basically I added the ability to dodge off walls and floors so that you can kind of push off when you're swimming and get faster movement. It's not something that's been tuned, but I wanted to get it in there so that people can start playing around with it and giving us feedback on what they'd like to see, messing around maybe with making some levels that have water sections in them, and hopefully we can make water a little bit more interesting part of gameplay than it's been. We've done some various minor translocator and other weapon tweaks this week. Matt's continued work on bots, and Joe Wilcox is still working on the server browser and other UI stuff. And I think that's basically it. You've been working on the mouse and 4.5, and hopefully also soon we'll have the ability to cook mods. We'll have that kind of.
Yeah, that was kind of last week. It came together a little bit faster than we thought it would, so we should have the ability soon. I'm not sure how to push the engine part of it, but we may be able to take people's maps and cook them into a mod, and then work with Raxi. I could probably send Raxi
that would be awesome.
The engine bits that he needs.
Thank you, Raxi.
Yeah.
One little note about the bots: they do know when Pete feigns death.
Yes, that's unfortunate.
No, that's not unfortunate.
They're not fooled.
We'll have to
We're
really dumb
starting
bots
to not be fooled either. Pete will go take a jump, and then all of a sudden he just falls to the floor. It's like, oh, there he goes again. But, okay, everyone, make sure you stop into the Unreal Engine stream tomorrow at the same time, 2 o'clock. They'll have Martin Mittring will be on, and Daniel Wright, and they will talk about, this is going to be tough, screen space, subsurface scattering, and ray trace distance field soft shadows.
Yeah, everybody wants to know about that.
I know everybody's interested. Make sure you like and follow all of our pages. Shelley will put up a screen at the end with all of our pages on, and be sure to join us next week. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.